Welcome to weekly forecast of Nifty top 10 stocks and major indexes. Sorry for the yesterday as I could not able to conduct a session. So it's early morning. Like I'm just going through the top 10 stocks and major indexes and whatever the doubts you people asked for. Okay. We will begin with gold. So as per the weekly chart it is. So nothing has much changed in favor of buying. Just we will see in hourly basis and daily basis what is the gold is doing. So presently it is looking like one more up before it can go any further down or takes some time. So if you see on this angle, or this is like consolidating here, it's something as ABC and maybe X on ABC. Here it is doing again a ABC kind of structure, or 1 2 and for the third. Okay, as you compare this moment for the downside, it is not much more faster but looking like equally, maybe like a neutral triangle they form, like an inverted head and shoulder they are forming, like that structure is forming in case of presently in gold, but looking like a no short term sell. If it is facing some resistance near the area of 1914 or something, here it might face some resistance for the downside and come down before it can go any further up, but overall trend looks in favor of buy, not in favor of sell in case of gold. So maybe from here or 1909 or 1910, it might reverse some points, and then it might start reversing for the upside for one more up. So in gold, it is in the favor of buy, not in the favor of sell. Okay, maybe to the level of 23 or to the 2250. So look for the buy setup, not to sell in case of gold. Okay. Silver, earlier we said like look for the sell for 2120, slight up then down can be expected, that was written. But now you see here we were expecting some down and then for the buy, it has done beautifully from here. If you see in the channel, and again it went up. Now what can expect in case of silver for the next week? On the daily basis it is for the buy again, like this now, and it will go for this. And if you see the overall pattern, it is like a 1 2 3, or means A B C D and E. It is looking like a triangular pattern, like 1 2 3 4 and 5, or ABC and some complex correction of ABC. Like for example, this is a two-way structure, so it has to do A and B. Now it is presently which is running, and now which is going out of this trend line, it is going for the C wave. In both way, it is going to go for 80 to 100% of the earlier move. That will be coming structurally maybe 22 and 30. Okay, structurally I'm saying. So 80% will be nearly 28 or that. So I'll check with the Fibonacci also. So it's 28 exactly. So 28 can be expected in case of silver for the next week. So look for the buy in case of silver, not to sell as it crossed the trend line, right? So I'm removing everything. So here it has crossed the structure of earlier, right? And maybe this is new structure or the part of the structure. In both ways, it is looking like a buy, not for the sell. So here it might take some correction and go upside, but overall structure is seems for 80%. So look for buy in case of silver too. What about crude? Crude in the last week, we have discussed that it might be go for the sell because it is doing the structure that of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we might get some sell, or from here if it is crossed, it is going to go for higher side, right? That we discussed. So here it moved upside and just removing everything that has done for the upside, not for the downside. But now whatever the structure it made, it is looking like a sharp downside, right? Here at the end. So until and unless it crosses the downs of 44 USD, we can't say that it is going to go for the sell. But if you see this moment, when it minimum crosses the 46, then we can go for the sell for 40, and if further down it slides for 34 also. But here in case of crude oil, look for the sell setup, not for the buy. Keep the sell, and if it is consolidating little bit, that's a very good sign. So we can go for sell at least for 46 and 43 USD. Okay, so look for sell, not for the buy. What about Nifty? Everyone's favorite. So Nifty and Bank Nifty, right? So here it is uh, trading in between these two lines. This channel again, like beautifully working. And here, if I see the time, it is sideways. And if I see only at the end part, okay, whatever the structure it made. So there is a two possibility here in this case of pattern, maybe a triangular structure or a flat structure, both possibility. But if it is not crossing the 13666, we are not going to sell. There may be a one more up before it can go any further down. So there is a chance it is going to go for 14,000 or 14,050 if it not crossing the 13,650 on the closing basis. So okay, if it comes and goes back, that's fine. But on the closing basis, if it breaches the level of 13,650, then we are going to go for the sell. Otherwise, we will be going to stay in a buy. So here, in case it 1, 2, or 3, 4, or smaller 5, that's fine. But if it is smaller 5, like 1, 2, let's say this is 3, 4, and smaller 5, then if slides in lesser time or anywhere, then we will be looking for the sell, not for the buy. But until and unless it has not given any confirmation, we are not going to sell. And here, maybe in the smaller time frame, like a 5 minutes or 15 minutes, it triggered a sell. I will show you how it is. For example, in 15 minutes chart, if I add the channel from this down to this up, see here where it exactly given the sell from this level to the 13,722 somewhere, because here it crossed the level of earlier in lesser time. So here it triggered some selling in the lower time frame and keeping the stop loss of this. Here it touched the stop loss. But here, if I see in this time frame, the two patterns are there. One is flat or maybe the triangle. So in both ways, if it is triangle, surely it is going to go for one up, because in triangle nothing will end most of the time. Okay, so if it is not, let's say if it is flat, it will come like this and one more up if it spends some time. Because if you see this whole time compared to this, it will be like maybe 50% of the time it will take time wise, right? I'm just adding imaginary like this, thinking that this is the high point for me. So if it is spending some time here, you can see this is 100% of the time. And here, if it spend as per this chart, maybe like 60% of the time, and price wise maybe 40-50% of the price wise, and 60% time wise. So in this case, if it spend more time, it will be going to go for one up, that is for a 14,000 change. So on the hourly basis, presently it is looking for a small sell, maybe to the level of 13,650 or something. But that too, if it breaches this level, we are going to sell for at least like this level first, 570, and then to the 400. Okay, so look for the smaller sell, then you can get a buy for the upper side. And Bank Nifty, yeah, for the Bank Nifty, it is going a sideways, not very much looking a bullish. But if you think this pattern, or at the end of this, if it crosses the level of 30,200 on the basis of closing, it will be going to go for the downside. Means Bank Nifty is looking little bit weaker, and Nifty also like smaller time frame, or in the short term, maybe like 1 or 2 days, it is looking for the sell, not for the buy. But here, if it is not taking a support, or if it crosses, then we are going to see one more downside, or else it will be going to one more up. As if Nifty moves upside, it will be going to go for up. But if it crosses the 30,210 on the closing basis, we may going to see 28,620 first before it can go any further upside. Because again, the time will count here. If it faster, then it will be going to downside only, not for the upside. Okay. USD now. Okay. So it is structurally hasn't changed much. You can look for the buy. These kinds of the structure, most of the time they will break and come to the 80%. Maybe structurally this is 74. Means look for buy, not for the sell. Okay, now individual stocks. Now TCS. Yeah. So I'm removing everything. So here in case of TCS, this structure is not very much bullish. We can say like after this correction, it might take some correction, or like a triangular or running flat or something. Then it will be going to go for one more up. But before it can go any upside, it may correct little bit, and then for the upside. See, exactly, it may happen and go for the upside. So presently you can look for the sell and only buy above the 2900. So look for buy about 2900, and if it not breaches the 2900 level, if it breaks the downside, wait for this to happen, and then we can buy for TCS. Reliance. So earlier we said here, if it not breaking the trend line and going inside, it might come one down before it can go any further up. So I'm just slightly modifying it. So it may happen like this first, okay, or little bit downside first, like this, and upside. Or if it can go firstly to the upside to cover this as A, B, and C. Most of the time, this structure, if you see, this is ABC, and longer flat zigzag like structure, or flat like structure. So in both ways, it will be going to go for again 80%. Most of the structures are looking for the 80%. So it might come to the 2100 and to the 2295. If it is not going for the downside, it will be going to go for the upside. But there is a small slight downside can be expected first before it can go any further up. So firstly to the down, okay, and up can be expected in case of Reliance. LNT, it has crossed the trend line and channel. So what can be expected in case of LNT now presently, right? So here it is for the up. Okay, but this moment is not like a very much sharper. This consolidation was good, followed by it will go some upside moment. But here this trend was not so fast. Okay, it might go a little bit up also, but here at the end, or the moment of downside is looking little bit sharper compared to this upside moment, right? Here at the end, this and this present moment is looking little bit sharper downside compared to the upside, right? So there is a chance it might do the correction first before it can go any further up, like this first. So 1200 or 1200 something, then to the upside. Kotak, so it might be doing the triangular structure here. So look for sell for in case of Kotak, surely SL, and you look for the downside at least to the 80% of the downside. So that will make a triangular structure, or like a flat, not a flat, but triangular structure is possibly there. So look for the sell for 1840 or something, keeping the stop loss of high. ITC, looking for the buy, look for the buy. So earlier it was asked to stay in a buy, so look for 240 or something, so stay in a buy in ITC. There is no structurally changes. Infosys, again like earlier as said, 1199 can be possible. The high is maybe 1194 or something. So here it might do the structure that of the flat now. So look for the sell. It might come to this. So Infosys might be going to make the structure that of the flat. So look for sell, not for the buy in case of Infosys. It might be doing the flat or triangle in 80% or 61% is minimum. So look for the sell. ICICI Bank, stay in a buy. Structurally hasn't changed much. So it is going to go for 530 or 540 as earlier we predicted, like 80% of this. It might 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So look for buy, not for the sell. Hindustan Unilever, we thought that it might give the reversal, but the reverse movement for the upside is sharper now. So stay in a buy for 2480. So look for buy. This moment is sharper. So it will be going to go for like this 1, 2, or 3, 4, or 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So look for buy, not for the sell. Hmm. HDFC Bank, there is structurally hasn't changed much. We, as earlier said, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and it is going to go for the buy. Look for buy setup, not for the sell. Only below 1359 we can go for the sell, but below, upper that, above that, if it stays, we are going to go for 1600 and 1560. HDFC. So here again, like 220 or something, so it will be going to move for the upside. So structurally, it hasn't changed much. So stay in a buy, not for the sell. So it is going to go for upside, one up before it can go any further down. So this moment is a little bit sharper. So here you can take, this is a part of this correction, or something has started new here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it will be going to go for 2700. So look for the buy, not for the sell. Okay, gold buy. So as we discussed, and I would like to include some stocks which someone has asked yesterday, Jitendraji, Delta Corp and Power Grid. Okay, Delta Corp. Okay, weekly they ask for. So we'll do this. So presently this has broken some important level, but not in a sharper way. So here I'm not very much comfortable to buy here, sir. So if it comes near this area, or 20 229 or 230, there will be again one down before it can go any further up. So it can happen, these kind of structure, because here this moment is sharper. If something ended, that's fine, but not in a two-way, right? So two-way structure, like 1, 2. So 3 and 4 and 5, if it ended, it might make a structure that of the neutral triangle at the end, if it has to move for the upside. For example, from here, 1, 2, 3, like A, B, C, D, E. So what will happen in this case of, or most of these kinds of the structure, will do like A, B, C, it will go for the D and then E, then they will go for the upside. So presently you can look for the buy, but one correction after this D or some movement, it might happen, and then it will go for upside. So you keep it as a screenshot, and you can follow this chart if it is behaving the same way. Okay, BPCL. Okay, BPCL is good on the weekly basis. It is looking for the buy, because if you see at the end, for example, in this kind, and compared to this is fine, but at least it will be going to do the structure that of kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you might see this like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at least. So here you can see the structure of this kind, maybe here 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So BPCL is looking for the buy for at least 520 or something, or some at least to the level of 480 or something. So look for buy in case of BPCL. Power grid you ask, right? Yeah, Power grid. It is a fantastic. I mean, it is doing good. As earlier, it was like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but now the structure has changed because it has touched this low of second or first, but the structure wise it hasn't changed. So I'm just shifting this trend line to like 2 4. I'm just including this because this is too much. So that might happen in any news or some event. So here it is for the buy. You can look for the buy for 244 or something for the fifth wave again, like a triangular structure we can take. But after this long consolidation of uh, this long, right, this is a beautiful like consolidation. So here you can expect some upside movement, maybe to this level or further even. Like if I'm just considering only this two and this end of something started, so it will be going to go for 250 or 240 range. So look for the buy, not for the sell. So here 193 means maybe another 50 points. That will be like a 25% or 25% return in case of power grid. So look for the buy. Someone asked Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel time frame they haven't told, so I'll consider they may go for the daily. So here you can expect some 80% to 100% return. I mean, structurally, here 80% means this moment is sharper again, like A and B, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But against this, it is not very sharp for the upside, but surely going to go for little up, then down, and then up. Kind of a structure it might make. So look for firstly sell, then to the sell. If you're investing, don't do presently. Let it come for the 400 level, then we can think of. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, and I hope you follow these, and if you find it useful, share with your friends, and please do subscribe my channel. So if you have any doubt, you can leave the uh, comment, or you can type in a group of WhatsApp, so that I'm happy to be answered. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.